Hello everyone, this is Isador, and in this episode of Unit Analysis, I'll be discussing the Greenskin heroes, the Goblin Big Boss, the Night Goblin Shaman, and the Orc Shaman. I will include their uses in the multiplayer and the single player. The Greenskins don't have as much hero variety as some of the other factions, but I like to believe that each of their hero choices does have something unique to offer to your voices. And hey, you're playing the Greenskins. You're going to want to have at least one hero to ensure full coverage of leadership auras. The Goblin Big Boss is the best choice for just that job. The Goblin Big Boss is extremely cheap in the multiplayer. Even if you spend as much as possible on him, he doesn't even come close to the cost of other heroes belonging to other factions. Of course, you don't get that much in return. While he's definitely stronger in a fight than either of the shamans and can outfight most enemy spellcasters, his only ability, unless you get him a potion, is Slippery, which increases his movement speed briefly. In my opinion, Slippery isn't worth the purchase. However, his mount options might be. A giant wolf mount turns him into a speed demon and lets him outrun even the fastest opponents. However, the giant spider is a much more attractive option. It gives him even bigger bonuses to his stats than the giant wolf does, minus of course in speed, but most importantly it gives him poisonous attacks. Combine this with a potion of strength and he'll outduel a lot of lords and heroes, or at the very least deal a lot of damage to them. Otherwise, it's perfectly fine to just run him bare bones for the leadership aura he provides. In the single player, you can run big bosses in your army, in which case they function basically the same as in the multiplayer, though admittedly they do get more choice for stat upgrades, which makes them a lot more threatening. However, they're much more effective as agents, and they have the added benefit of lowering the chance of enemy agents succeeding in their actions against whatever army you put the big boss in. However, he's much more effective as an agent. If you deploy him in your own provinces, he will automatically apply his special effect, which is reducing the chance of success for enemy agents for all armies and cities within that province. They also specialize in two actions against enemy armies that make them incredibly useful. They can develop into great character assassins, and they're great at blocking an enemy army's movement, allowing you to catch those pesky raiders that otherwise run away. His effect for being deployed in enemy terrain isn't that useful, however, as it only reduces enemy income. As an effect, this isn't very useful against the AI because I'm convinced the AI cheats when it comes to income, but if you're playing a head-to-head campaign, it can be very effective in ruining your opponent's economy. Night Goblin Shamans are your support heroes. They rely primarily on debuffs to make themselves useful, and as practitioners of the Little Wag, they get plenty of those. Spells like Itchy Nuisance and Night Shroud let you ruin your enemy's combat potential both up close and from afar. The Night Goblin Shaman is also very useful against enemy armies using spellcasters, since he reduces enemy power recharge rate. That's part of his arsenal in the Little Wag. He also gets a special ability called Madcap Mushrooms, which reduces the recharge on all his powers by 30 seconds, at the cost of giving himself a 25% chance to miscast for 50 seconds. It's a risky ability, but if the winds of magic are strong, the Night Goblin Shaman can cast a surprising number of very powerful spells in a very short amount of time. It can be really tempting to also have your Night Goblin Shaman fight in close combat. This is because the Night Goblin Shaman also has poisonous attacks, adding yet another layer of debuffs to whatever unit he is fighting. However, he's not designed to fight threatening lords or heroes, so if you do send him into melee, be extremely careful with him. Orc Shamans are more like living artillery than unit support. Where the Little Wag is all about debuffs, the Big Wag is all about aggressive spells that either blow the enemy up or buff your own unit's attack way up high. The Foot of Gork and Edbutt are a great way to punish the enemy if they partake in the sin of blobbing their units. Here We Go can give a massive melee attack buff to entire unit formations. Thanks to the special passive of the Big Wag, which is called power of the Wag, he gets even more power points to throw around than the average spellcaster does. You can also put the Orc Shaman on a boar. This gives him armor-piercing attacks and a huge charge bonus, but it's probably best you use his increased speed on a boar to keep him out of melee. On the campaign map, both shaman types work the same when it comes to agent actions. In friendly territory, they reduce local construction costs and can get special skills to increase the income from local buildings. Embedded in an army, they both increase the odds of finding magic items. Embedded in enemy territory, they can reduce the winds of magic for enemy armies, giving spellcasters in your army an edge over the enemy, and their special action against enemy armies lets them assault a single enemy unit, which is a decent way to weaken a key enemy unit before battle. They're admittedly not as valuable as agents on the campaign map as the Goblin Big Boss, but they do make up for it by being great assets in battle. That's it for the Greenskin heroes. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'd like to support me in making more content, please visit my Patreon. You can find the link in the description below. Thank you for watching and see you all in my next video.